The Insta360 Go 3S is one of the best action cameras in the market today. In this video, I'm going to show you guys some tips and tricks to mastering your Insta360 Go 3S. Okay, here's a quick tutorial on how you record with this camera. As you can see, I have the actual camera here outside of the casing, and there's two different ways to start recording. One, you can press on the camera itself right here by pushing down. It makes that beep, starts loading, and now it's recording. See that the counter is at the very bottom there, showing you that it's recording. And then to stop recording, you just press down on it again. All right, and then it saved it. Okay, go ahead and press this shutter button right here. All right, you hear the beep, and then now you can see the counter, it's recording. And then to stop it, all you do is press this button here to stop the recording, or you can use this camera here and push down there to stop it recording there as well. So two different ways to start recording and two different ways to stop recording, whichever works best for you. Okay, so to show you guys how this works, as you can see, the camera's outside of the housing right now, and say the battery starts to get low on here, as you can tell by the indicators at the very top right there are two different battery indicators. We'll go ahead and click on those, and you can see one is at 91%, the other is at 52%. 91% on this one, 52% on there. It says that you want to go ahead and charge this camera. What you do is put it back in the housing. What you do is put it back in the housing like so. And then it begins to charge the camera itself. And as you can tell, it shows a little charge icon right there where it's charging up the camera. Now, this will charge this camera as long as this one has power. So you have to make sure that this one is charged up, because if this one's dead, well, of course, it ain't going to charge that one. Now, how do you charge up this one? Right here on the side, there's a USB-C port. So you just take your USB-C cable, which is right here. Your USB-C cable, you click it, or you'll plug it into there. And then on the other end, depending on what type of USB-C cable you have, you plug this into some type of battery pack, or charge it into your computer, or whatever way you can get power to the USB side of this. So that's how you charge the casing, and that's how you charge the camera itself on the Insta360 Go 3S. Okay, this might be a pretty simple video for a lot of people, but you never know. Some people may get a little confused on how you get this camera itself out of here. Over here on the side, you'll see that there's a lock button, and that's what locks this camera in place, so that way it doesn't fall out whenever you are out in the field or you accidentally drop it or anything. But if you push in on that button there, it pops the camera out just like so. And that's how you remove this camera, so that way you can get it out and start using and recording. Okay, to show you guys how to do this, it's pretty simple. Now, say you have your camera out and you got it mounted on your chest and you're holding it just like so. You can see now that it's in horizontal position, so it's a matter of just pressing the shutter button here or pressing the button itself on here. We'll go ahead and push on that one. And now it's recording in horizontally. So let's say you want to make some shorts and you want to start recording vertically for any kind of social media content. All you do is you take your camera here and rotate it. Okay. Okay, so now you're recording horizontally. Okay, now maybe you want to record some shorts or any kind of content for social media that is in a different aspect ratio. The way to start recording on that is you'll record, or the way to do that is all you do is you flip your camera up like that. As you can see on the rotation on the screen, it's now in short format or vertical format. If you want to go back to landscape, it's just a matter of rotating the camera just like that, and you're recording a landscape. So one bit to note is if you are starting to record a landscape view just like this, if you rotate it, it won't flip because we are actually recording. Let me go ahead and stop recording. All right, now we'll go to vertical format. Okay, now you can start recording, but you have to rotate the camera first. So we'll go ahead and hit record. And as you can see, now it's recording in vertical format. And if you turn it this way, it won't rotate to landscape. So you have to know which one you want to record in before you start recording. Let me go ahead and stop it. Okay, now it saves the clip. But that's how you record vertically and horizontally on the Insta360 Go 3S. Okay, to do this, it's pretty simple. All you do is you'll swipe down from the top like so. And then right there on the bottom, third one over, you'll see that icon there. Right now it says auto. We're going to go ahead and click on that. All right, now it says interval video. Automatically powers on to record and set intervals, effortlessly capturing vlogs or POV footage. All right, and if you swipe over, it gives you another selection. It says have Go 3S capture, let AI edit, focus on the now, and let AI handle the rest. So what you want to do is click on that try now. Now this is the first time that I'm pushing these settings here, so that's why it's kind of giving you a walkthrough. All right, now it says daily life. Wear the magnetic pendant or the easy clip to capture the hands-on free POV anywhere you go. So the pendant is what you hang on your neck, and then the easy clip is what you would put like maybe on your hat. I will click on next. All right, so here's the settings. This is what you'll be diving into and using and adjusting. Right now, it's set on single duration, 1 minute. So that means it will record a 1 minute long video at 10-minute intervals, because the second setting says interval 10 minute. And then right here on the third, it's got 2.7K at 30 frames per second. So say you do want to adjust these. Over here on the right-hand side, you'll see that edit icon. You'll go ahead and tap on that. All right, now it gives you some different options here to change the interval to 10 minutes. So that's every 10 minutes. So say you wanted to change that. It's got it in all these different increments here, like a 15, 20, 30, 45, or 1 hour. And then it's got it all the way down to 1 minute. So by default, the camera so by default, it's set to 10 minutes. Okay, so just swipe over and to get rid of that screen. Right now, on single duration, say you want to change that to say, oh, it's going to record 1 minute clips, or maybe you want like 15 or 30-second clips to be a little bit shorter. You just tap on that, and then you'll adjust it that way. So say you want 15 seconds, you tap on there, and then here are the different time frames that it has of how long it'll record. 1 minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, all the way up to 5-minute clips. So we'll go ahead and just leave that on 30 seconds and then go back. All right, now shooting mode is video because, well, that's what we're doing is video intervals. If you tap on that, you can see that it doesn't offer anything else. All right, now specifications. Right now it's on 2.7K. So say we want to shoot. So let's say we want to shoot in 4K and use the best of the best that this camera offers. You just change it right there. It's set to standard stabilization. If you tap on that, you can go to high or max. I like to shoot in high. And then right there is a 16:9 aspect ratio. So that's the horizontal videos. So say you want to change that. And right there's the 16:9 ratio. So if you do want to adjust the settings, you can do that by changing it and moving it like that. So you can go to 1080p, 2.7K, or 4K. So I recommend that you have about 80% battery life whenever you do go to shoot in 4K, 30 frames per second, before you start interval recording. video recording. All right, we'll go ahead and click back. Shooting parameters, they're set to auto. And then here's some other options. All right, the focal view is mega view, and that's how wide it is. So it does have a wider setting. If you tap on that and go to action, this is action view. FOV compresses high space, ideal for skiing, cycling, and other sports shooting from a first-person perspective. By default, it is on mega, which is suitable for wide-range shooting and urban scenes. Vertical distortion is reduced in 16 by 9 by 4 by 3 ratios. You can go to ultra, which is suitable for scenes requiring a wider view, such as hiking and other outdoor sports. You can go to D-warp, which has a wide FOV with only minor distortion, which is suitable for sceneries like skiing and vlogging. And then there's narrow. Narrow is FOV, has no image distortion. So by default, we'll go back to mega view. Okay, and then it offers tilt fix. You'll tap on that. And what that does is when it's on, it applies up to a 10% of horizon leveling to correct uneven mounting or shakes, suitable for everyday vlogs. It's automatically set to on, or you can click it off. Go ahead and go back now. All right, here's some more of the settings. So you have prompt settings when it's on the interval video. What happens is an indicator light will come on to your camera here, right there. That light will come on whenever it is recording. If you want to change that, you would tap on there and click it on off. Go ahead and go back. And then the prompt sound. Right now, it's on mute. So every time it goes to record, it won't make a sound. If you do want it to make a sound, so that way you know that it's recording and you can be aware of that, you click on that and then go to follow system settings, and then it'll start making the beeps. But by default, it's on mute. Okay, and that's all. All right, now we'll go ahead and click back. All right, so if you click on next, all right, now we're back to the start page of this. If you click on next, those are the settings we have. Now it'll ask, task will start when powered off. So only when the Go 3S is not in action pod. So the only way this will work is if this thing is not in the action pod and you have it like on your pendant or your easy clip. That's when this will work because you have it selected here. So say you do put this in the action pod and you have it so that you're holding it as a handheld or like a regular action camera, well, then you would want to click on that. But I think most people who buy this action camera are going to use it in the other way. So what you do is use it. You'll be clicking on that, and then you'll be putting this camera on your easy clip or medallion. And then you will click on start task, and then that's how I'll start video recording on intervals. Okay, so the Go 3S is compatible with Apple Find My. So it allows you to locate your Go 3S in case you lose it using the Apple Find My feature, as long as your Go 3S has battery life to it. So these are the steps on how to connect this to your iPhone so that way you can use that feature. First thing you want to do is power up your camera. As you can see, mine's powered up here and on here. Okay, next we're going to want to jump over to our iPhone. Okay, and at the bottom, you'll want to select items. Okay, once you have items up, go ahead and click on that plus symbol. Okay, now you'll be prompted with these options here to share your location, add a MagSafe accessory, add AirTag, or add another item. You're going to want to click on add other item. Okay, now it's going to start searching for the Insta360 Go 3S. Okay, go to the action pod here, and what we're going to want to do is swipe down like so. Now you're going to swipe over and go to that bottom right option there that has a gear icon on settings. Now we're going to look for the option that's labeled Find My Go 3S. All right, we're going to go ahead and scroll. Keep scrolling. Right there. It says Apple Find My. We're going to go ahead. It says unpaired because it hasn't been paired, of course. Let's go ahead and click on that. Now, Apple Find My. It says pair Go 3S with Apple Find My app to locate your 3S. So we're going to want to go ahead and click on Start Pairing. All right, now it says, please put your Go 3S in the action pod. So we'll go ahead and do that. Just like that. All right, now we'll go ahead and click on Start Pairing. All right, now it says pair with Apple Find My. Make sure that Go 3S is near your iPhone or your iPad. Open the Find My app on your iPhone or iPad. And it gives the instructions of where to go to do that. And it says follow the instructions on your iPhone or iPad to finish setting up the Go 3S. All right, so we'll put that off to the side and go grab our iPhone. Okay, so now we are searching. And there you go. The Insta360 Go 3S pops up on here. You'll go ahead and click on Connect. Now it wants to add a name for it. So instead of that, I'm going to go ahead and name it the Insta360. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and name it the Insta360 Go 3S. Put an emoji on there. Okay, now it's just telling me that the Insta360 Go 3S is with me, and then it shows you some of the features of how to use it in maps, how to play a sound, put it in lost mode, and how to share your item. Go ahead and click on Finish. Okay, and then going back over to the action pod, it says that pairing is successful. The Go 3S can now be found through the Find My app. And just click on Got It. And as long as that is toggled on, you'll be able to locate this in your Find My. Okay, so I was in a scenario where I was out using this camera, where I had this camera on my pendant around my neck, and I was recording, and I noticed that there was a little bit of a jitter in lights or whatever I was recording in when I was indoors. So the way to fix this, to fix that jitter bug effect, is over here on the right-hand side, right there in the middle, you'll see that little icon there. Let me get a little closer. You'll see that little icon there. You'll tap on that, and it says Jitter Blur Reduction. Right now, by default, it's set to off, or you can tap on it to set it to on. It says when on, it can reduce motion blur in scenarios such as walking with a magnet pendant or running with an easy clip. Recommended frame rate is 50 by 25 frames per second to prevent flickering. Now, if you want that on, you just click on, make sure that's on, and then click on confirm. Or if you click on off, and then you can confirm it that way. But I'm going to go ahead and turn mine on and click on confirm. Jitter blur reduction is set on. Okay, here's the step-by-step way of doing this. Right now I have the camera out of the action pod. We're going to dive into the settings here on the screen. If you look over here on the left-hand bottom corner, you'll see that it says 4K 30 frames per second. We're going to go ahead and tap on that. And then it brings up this selection here where you can change the resolution by scrolling like that, 1080, 2.7K, or 4K. Over here is the frame rate where you can go from 30 frames per second and then take it down to 25 or 24. And normal shooting mode, for what I use it for, I put it in 4K, 30 frames per second. And also a little bit of other note over here on the left-hand side, you can see where you can change the stabilization from max. Right now I got it on the best that it offers, or you can go to high, which is the middle tier, standard, or off. Okay, to do this is pretty simple to do. It's just a little tricky to find if you're just opening this or using this thing for the very first time. But right now I have it on 4K 30 frames per second. So we'll tap on that feature to access the stabilization. Over here on the top left corner, you can see right there, stabilization. Right now mine is set to max, which is the best. If you click on that, you can change it from max. You can go to high. All right, right now it's on max. Stabilization level is suitable for extreme sports such as mountain biking or longer preview delay. If you change it to high, stabilization is suitable for intense activities such as running with a moderate preview or delay. Stabilization on standard is suitable for daily or short preview delay. And then, of course, you can turn it on off, which I don't really recommend. So by default, it is on standard. I went ahead and had mine on high just because, or on max, because I needed it for that particular shoot that I was doing. Okay, to do this is pretty simple to do. All right, right here we are on the home screen when you would just fire up this camera and get ready to start recording. As you look over here to the left-hand side, you'll see that little icon there. We're going to go ahead and tap on that, and that's tilt fix. When it's on, it applies up to 10%. When it's on, it applies up to a 10 degree of horizon leveling to correct uneven mounting or shakes. It's suitable for everyday vlogs. By default, it's on. If you want to turn it off, you'll just tap it there to turn it off. It says when off, no horizon level is applied. It's suitable for filmmaking or cycling, offers a wider field of view or more responsive camera movement. So depending on what you're trying to shoot or capture is what you would select here. I like to keep mine on. And then, so you just select that and then click on confirm. And that's how your tilt fix is set on or off on your Insta360 Go 3S. Okay, one of the great features that this little action camera has is that it actually has some zooming in and out capabilities, which is pretty incredible for the size of this camera and it being an action camera. So the way to do that is right here on your home screen. Once you fire up your camera, you'll see all these different options here on the screen, but on the bottom right corner, you'll see it's on 1x. By default, that's what it is. Now, if you tap on that, it automatically zooms in by using that feature. To go back to regular 1x, you tap on it again, and there it goes. It goes back to standard view. So it's pretty incredible as you can do this. You can have this thing mounted on your chest, and as you're looking at the viewfinder here, say you see something that you want to zoom in on, it's just a matter of tapping that one time, and then it'll zoom in.